All right, let's get to it. If I switch to bench cam, huzzah, gifts. I say gifts. This is a TUF Gaming X570 Plus. I can tell because it says on the box. So this was sent in by Mike's Unboxing. And this board apparently does not post. I think Mike said it gets stuck on RAM training and stuff like that. But also he said it's been a hot minute since he looked at it. So, you know, there's a couple of unknowns. Oh, we've got some scratches. Oh, I've just noticed some... okay, there's a... just while I was looking at it, I just spotted something interesting. These little notches... Where are we? These little notches and scratches you can see in the board, that's from PCI Express cards coming in and out. Might take a closer look at that, just in case. That's a ground plane, so that doesn't matter, but I just want to make sure that those traces aren't disturbed. Literally just saw that as I took it out the box. So yeah. This kind of thing does happen. There are some cases where getting PCI cards in and out without scratching up the motherboard is really hard. So, like, it happens. It's not the first time I've seen it, but just an interest thing. At any rate, though, I think we're just going to start out by just hooking this thing up and just seeing if we can make it go. So, yeah, microscope time soon. I'm going to turn it on and just see what it does first. So, yeah. CPU fan. Okay, I think we've got enough to fire this thing up. I'm just going to get capture as well. All right. One more try. Oh, is it kill? Is it mega dead? Is it actually turbo dead? I thought it did something. We've got RGB. Okay, I'm just going to turn it off and BIOS reset it for a sec. Not that I think that's going to do anything, but I thought this was powering on, so I thought we were going to get something out of it. Right. Going for the BIOS reset. Skill issue, apparently. Hello, Sai. We're fixing this motherboard, but also it might be a real... Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, this might be a real short journey. I thought this board was powering on to some kind of extent. But yeah, it might be... I am not that good at diagnosing an actual no power situation, so this might be a shorter journey than I expected. What's the battery voltage? Sure, let's check that while we're waiting a polite 60 seconds. Out of circuit battery is... 3.02, which is fine for the purposes of this. On a desktop board, I wouldn't bother replacing that. It's low, but like that's not causing us problems. So yeah, I'll fix it, says Muerto. Have you got any suggestions on where to start? All right, here we go. Let's try again, just in case we get anything. And I'm going to screwdriver it just to make sure that... It's not that I don't trust this thing, but I don't trust this thing. No, that categorically doesn't want to go. Okay, right. Let's do some stabbing, I guess. Let's check that VCore isn't shorted. We've got a 5800X in there, Quentin. Measure the inductor's pins on 12 volt, 5 volt, and VCore. Check those scratches. Yeah, okay. Let's get started. Right, so I'm going to pull out the graphics card. Because right now we've got no power, so graphics is the least of our concerns. How do the traces look on the microscope? Yeah, I'll have a look at that in just a sec. I'm just going to measure some things first. Okay, right. Right, 12 volt, 5 volt, and VCore. So, firstly, got 21 ohms. I'm going to unplug the EPS connector. Because I think power supplies go low resistance when they're in standby. I might be wrong. Yeah, there we go. We've got 10K on the EPS connector now. That's slowly charging because we've got a lot of input capacitance there, if my memory serves me. So, okay. EPS is fine. I need to pull up a pin out for the 24 pin because I don't actually know that one off by heart. If the RGB is going, then the board isn't dead per se. Yeah, I mean, that just means we've got 5 VSB, which isn't saying much. You kind of get 5 VSB. You'll have 5 VSB unless there's a hole in the board, you know. 181 ohms with the power supply connected. Unplugging it. That one. About 50k unplugged. RAM out as well, sure thing. I'll defer to folks because, as I say, I don't know motherboard board diagnostics that well. Right, let's see. 12 volt, ATX 12 volt. Let's find you. So let's go back to my ground connection there, and 12 volt is down here. $2.3K. And let's just check 3v3 as well while we're checking rails. $2.3K on 3v3 as well. So no screaming shorts there. Let's have a look at those scratches just to see if that could be an issue. Hopefully that's a bit easier. Okay, right, so where was I? Yeah, these are all pillows, so that's all no stuff. I think that, again, pillows here, that's a no stuff. Maybe that, maybe that, maybe that is knocked off components. So yeah, I'm gonna do counts here. So I'm gonna call I'm gonna call this 1, this 2, and this 3. Oh yeah, 4, 5. So yeah, there's definitely possibly missing stuff there. Yeah, the question is, what is missing? Yeah, board schematic avails. I have no idea. Is that the EC chip? I think so. Yeah, that Nuvoton. There we go. Is that an EC? Again, I don't know. I don't know desktop motherboards very well. 345 definitely a little resistor gone. Yeah. Because, like, you can imagine if this is a PCI card blanking plate, that's gone bonk, 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 bonk across there. Super I/O. Yeah, that's the EC, basically. High res of the board would be handy. That would tell us if there's something missing, but it wouldn't tell us what is missing, is the catch here. So yeah, it's schematic time. Yeah, we're going to need something. All right. Okay, I'm going to quickly do some Google searching. Let's go to Benchcam for a minute. If anyone finds a schematic for this before I do speak up. I'm going to Google search it. You post in Discord. Oh, way ahead of me. Cool. Much thank. Hold on a sec. Let me take a look-see. X570 Plus boardview.cad. Delightful. Alright, so this shows parts, assuming they were all there. However, the problem is, does any of this actually tell us what's missing? Your version sucks. Update. It's one version out, Muerto. Does the newer version give you more information then? Like, help me out here. Help me. I need information here. I need information, not riddles. So, yeah. The thing is, that's resistor 188. That's my point, iPhone Repair. Exactly that. I can see values and all. Okay, right. The newer version gives values. Let me finish updating. Hold on. There we go. That opened a lot quicker. All right. Right, what do we get now? There we go. Oh, look at that. Now we're cooking. Yeah, there's way more information now. Okay, right. So, yeah. 0 ohms, 16th of a watt. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Newer version cooks. There we go. Then 75 ohm. Okay, now we've got information. Now we're cooking. So, The question, so now we need to guess which ones are actually missing. Let's go back to the microscope a sec. I'm going to adjust views on things. If it's a no stuff, it'll say no assembled. Aha, yes. No assembled. Ah, glorious. Okay, right, we're cooking, we're cooking. So let's start with this guy here. So that's no stuff. We don't care. This guy here. That's no stuff. This guy here. No stuff. This guy here. All right, that's a 470 picofarad capacitor. This guy here. That's a 0 ohm resistor. And that is clearly no stuffed, but just for posterity, yeah, no stuff. Cool. Is OR767 damaged? It could be. It's definitely scratched. That's no stuff. That is stuffed. That's a 0 ohm resistor as well. Okay, right, hold on. Whoop. That's present and working. That is providing 0 resistance, which is what it should be doing. So yeah, these two are basically the problem. If we replace those two, we basically fix this. And as for the traces, I think they're probably okay. I vote we just replace those two missing components and then see how we go. Let's try that. The traces might be damaged, but I think we should just replace the two missing components that we've identified and just see if it runs. I'm trying to see where this is going. No, I think we've got a problem with that. That's time for a calibrated solder blob, though. Yeah, that definitely wants a calibrated solder blob there. That guy, I think, is probably fine. I don't think I can check that one, though, because that goes off somewhere else. Yeah, I think I'm going to solder blob along here as well. What I'm going to do is just gently scuff up the top here and just tin the traces. Is Mike getting mates rates for this repair job? I guess. I don't know. This is interesting nonetheless. Okay. Wick wire repair. Yeah, maybe. Okay. This is significantly more involved than I thought it was going to be. But yeah. It goes from pin 1, not the one that you were on. Oh, okay. Hang on a sec. I'm going to clean the board. I'm going to throw down some alcohol and just clean that area up a bit, just try and make it a bit clearer. Might regret this in a minute. We'll find out. Don't you ever get tired of being wrong, Muerto? How's this Movo so badly damaged? This is a slip with a PCI card, with a graphics card. This is really easy to do this kind of damage. So yeah, like nothing doing. Cool. Right, we have continuity from here to here, but not to here. So that's a break about there. That's a break. So just for posterity, folks, I'm kind of flying blind here. I'm not practiced in ATX board repair, so good luck, everyone. I was not anticipating doing this. I actually thought this was going to be a BIOS flash. So yeah, check the 4 tracks below. That's audio. I don't care about audio. I think that's fine, and also I don't care about audio right now. The board doesn't turn on. Audio is the least of my concern. Oh, that was a mistake. I needed to expose more copper. I'm just going to immediately clean that up and start again. Hold on, everyone. I don't know what part of me thought that was going to work. Actually, you know what? I'm going to run a wire. This one's a run a wire job. Easy choice. Okay. Cool. Right, and I want just a bit of solder on there as well, please. Cool. Just lingering, just so I can burn through the enamel coat on the wire. Do a little bit of cleaning up there, and then we'll just do a quick continuity test. If it can't stand up to being hit with a toothbrush, then it wasn't strong enough in the first place, is my policy. Boink. Cool. That's a fixed trace. Right, this guy's a little bit trickier. That's coming up from here by the looks of things. It's coming from here, and it goes along here, down here, and buggers off somewhere up here. Where are you actually going? Can we follow you all the way? It goes up to a via. So, yeah. Do I think that's actually broken? No. That trace is fine. I don't think that trace is broken. I'm going to leave it alone. Right, now I need a 470 picofarad capacitor and a 0 ohm resistor. So these are both 0402. I'm going to raid a MacBook logic board for this because I think that's going to be the fastest way to find some. So let me find my donor board. One of the resistors is P-good. It won't power on without it. Ooh, fun. All right. Looks like it's going to be a repair. Don't speak too soon, Lead Farmer. We're a long way from a working board. But we've got a plan here. We've got a plan. All right. Cool. So I need to find a 0 ohm resistor and a 470 picofarad capacitor. So let's pull up. This is a 820-2338. So how's a 0 ohm going to manifest on a MacBook board? Let's try 470pf. 0201, that's too small. Have we got something bigger? 0201, 0402, there we go. C7581. You, I'm stealing you. Yeah, that guy there. I'm stealing it. And this will be a perfect time to show off my hot tweezers, baby. We'll be busting these out in just a sec. I am going to wet the joins slightly with some fresh solder, but just because that helps in any case. That feels like a ground plane. I think we've got some solder on there though. Let's go for it. Bam. And let's just quickly save that before we lose it. And yes, I did just snatch it off the tips with my fingers. Do not question me. Right, I'm going to put down a little bit of flux, and then I can probably just hot tweezers those back on. Uh-oh. 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 Okay, hang on a sec. I need to turn the board around so I'm not working cack-handed. I took out one of the cartridges from these earlier on, and I think I put it in at a slight angle. So as you can see, the tips don't quite meet evenly. So I'll need to adjust that at some point. That was me messing with the cartridge earlier on when I was recording review footage. There we go. Yeah, that's a 0 ohm. Cool. Where are you? You are there. Okay. I say there as if it's a helpful thing to say. That would be... Oh, it's no stuff. It's no stuff. Ruined. Wrecked. Absolutely taken down. They cut... Oh, what about R7761? There's another one right above it. Hold on, hold on. It's okay. R7761. It's real. The dream is real. Still practicing with these things. We're still at... Oh, there we go. That's still at 360 as well. Come on, get off, get off. Oh no. Damn it. Oh no. Hold on. I can save it. I can save it. It's a little toasty. It's still good. It's still good. Okay. This thing's going to end up being a calibrated blob by the time we're done. What's the problem with the solder blob as a 0 ohm resistor? So 0 ohm, it depends. The thing is a 0 ohm resistor is often being used as a poor man's fuse. So what you're basically saying is replace the fuse with a wire. Now, not all of them are fuses. Sometimes they're there for just board layout in order to jump over a trace or something like that. But you don't know why they chose to put that 0 ohm resistor there. Maybe it was for development. Maybe it was because they decided that the actual resistor on the board wasn't needed, so they just swapped it out for a 0 ohm. Maybe it's being used as a fuse. Unless you develop boards like this, you don't know why they chose to use a 0 ohm resistor. So for that reason, I'd put a 0 ohm resistor there. That's my policy. So yeah. Engineers cringe. Yeah. Okay, right, hold on. Alright, I'm aware there's a solder blob on that. That's fine, we're going to get rid of that in a sec. Man, I should have done this one first. Right, let me turn this around. It's going to be a nightmare to get onto that. We might have to remove that capacitor and do it again. Right, I'm also just going to tweak the cartridge on these tweezers just to straighten it. Oh, look at that. Did you see that little wobble I did to straighten it? I'm a genius. There we go. I think we're good. So those aren't touching. There's some flux residue in between, but I think we're good. And that trace is done. I think we're ready to try and fire this thing up. Whew. Live part picking soldering would stress me to no end. I don't like doing this, man. People often say, "Why don't you do live repairs?" This is high stress. However, I'm feeling good at the moment because we've found stuff and we're fixing it. I think we were lucky here because we had visual damage to work with. If I was just sitting here saying, "Muerto, where should I measure next?" I would be not in a good place. I'm going to be really happy if this is a win. This would be a great fix. Imagine if I actually edited this video into a Let's Fix Computers. Okay, CPU power, ATX power, GPU power, power buttons, HDMI. HDMI. Right, here we go. Power supply on. We have the RGBs. Ah? Ah? Come on. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Keep your eyes in the top right of the screen, folks. We're on the DRAM light at the moment, so I think it's RAM training. Okay, that orange light, that's what's holding us up at the moment. AM4 shouldn't hang out on DRAM for this long. Got the RAM in the wrong slot. It should work anyway, but we can try moving it. You're right, though. You're right. It's in the wrong slot. You know what? Let's give it the right slot. That's taking too long. BIOS flash for good measure? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. We might not be done here. However, the fact that it's powering on, that's a pretty good start. It's had a BIOS reset already, but we'll start going through those motions. We can start doing the usual troubleshooting now it actually powers on. So, yeah. Right CPU to BIOS version? Yeah, maybe. If it was a CPU issue, we'd be stuck on the CPU LED, though. So, here we go. Here's some 3200, so here's some much more basic RAM. Okay, I'm going to throw the kitchen sink at it. So I'm going to BIOS reset. I'm going to swap to a different module. And I'm going to reseat the CPU as well. Chipset fan never stops. Normally it will bit after a boot. Yeah, the chipset fan will stop. Well, it'll go to thermal control when we get post, but we don't have post. So yeah, that's not super surprising. Okay, right. Yeah, we're looking up here in the top left. That's where I'm putting my hand here-ish. I'm trying to shield the LEDs so you actually see them. Right, here we go again. Again, straight to DRAM. Not even a flash on the CPU. I don't like that. We should get at least a flash on CPU before it goes to DRAM. What's it doing without RAM? I'll quickly try that. If we get nothing without RAM, then we'll go to a BIOS flash, I think. Okay, no RAM. Still on the DRAM light. We'll see if we get a beep from it this time, though. No, it ain't going to go. We're not there yet. Okay. What about the second RAM channel as you had it in 2 and 4? No, I've tested it in both channels. I've tried 2 and 3. Okay, that's the JTAG port protected. Lack of dual BIOS is a real pain on the Mobo. Maybe. I don't know how much I trust dual BIOS, unless you actually have a physical switch, though. Fan plug go blob. Nah, we'll be alright. We'll be alright. Actually, okay. Now we're actually under the microscope. It does look pretty close. I'll give you that. Alright. Alright. Doesn't the board have the option to recover BIOS through USB? Annoyingly, no. This board really should have BIOS flashback, but it doesn't. The Strix has BIOS flashback, but the TUF, in their infinite wisdom, AMD were like, no, we will not put BIOS flashback on the TUF. I do not know why. I think there's no reason for that. There's no good reason for this not to have BIOS flashback, but it doesn't. I'm going down on the airflow a little bit. We're going to go slow and steady here. I think it's going to make a fool of me, though, and it's going to make me go to 420. There we go. Okay, we're moving. There we go. Stand by. I'm just taking a picture of this because it's the easiest way to remember. Put some flux down on that. There we go. There we go. That's it. Alright. Let's get the RT809F out. Pin 1 goes there. I've really got to update my software for this thing. I've not tried to update it in a long time. Okay, right. USB cable. RT809F. Oh, 1.8 volt. Yeah, good shout, good shout. Hang on. Oh, balls. Okay, we're not using the RT809F because I don't know where my level shifter is. Foiled again. All right, hold on, hold on. Pin 1. There we go. That goes there. 25Q256JW. First try. Very nice. Wah. And read. Get the BIOS downloaded. Yeah, that's a good point. The so we're using a this is a CH3. I've forgotten the name of it now. CH345 whatever. The point is this programmer is bull slow, which is why I wanted to use my other programmer. So let's get. I'm going to grab the BIOS while I'm here. Latest, you'll do. Have we got any other versions of this? I don't think so. It would tell us if we did. Put that in there. Oh, it's a cap file. God damn it. Okay, let's. I've got to extract this while I'm working on it. We've been through this song and dance before as well. UEFI tool. Open. Extract as is. X570 plus dot bin. Cool, cool. RT809 handles cap files automatically. Yeah, it's really nice. It's why I wanted to use the RT809F. It's a better programmer. But yeah, the CH341A, it's really dim-witted, but it's cheap and it's got a voltage selector switch on it. So yeah. Not work, probably more missing or a trace. I don't think so. I guess we'll have another look and we'll just stare real close at the board, but yeah, we'll triple check, but I don't think so. I think we've replaced all the missing stuff. Graham needs no lead farmer. I've got no interest in doing in circuit flashing. In circuit flashing seems to be such a ball ache. I'd rather just take the chip off the board because there's so many other hoops you've got to jump through for in circuit flashing. I'd rather jump through the hoops to desolder the chip because I know those hoops, you know. So yeah, CPU pins look good. Yeah, I mean, we tried 2 different CPUs. I don't think that's it. Okay, let's have a quick look. Yeah, there's data here, so fine. Right, save. We always save our dumps. The dump. And now we're going to open our BIOS, which also has an empty front, so that was nothing to, no notes there. And we're going to off protect, erase, blank check, write, and verify. Here we go. When the damage is that, chances there are the damage with mobile standpoints. You know what? Let's have a look around while I'm sitting and watching this progress bar go across the screen. Let me just get the board again, and I'm just going to stare at it real close. I'm just going to scan along the board looking for damage. looking around. I'm looking around the screw holes in particular and stuff. I should probably have a look underneath. I should probably have a look underneath the M.2 slot here. Also looking around here because this is another classic place to damage an ATX board. That looks okay though. Around the M.2 area. That's fine. We're missing a BIOS chip. Looks good. A couple of smudges from some thermal paste. Nothing to write home about. We should probably check that there's not a bunch of bent pins in the memory slots. Nope, those look good to me. The repair area, because it's the EC, I don't think we'd be turning on if there was still problems down in the EC area. Oh, that much being said... Oh, okay, you know what? I think I might have spotted something. What are those? But wait, there's more! Okay. Yeah, we're not... pain. The pain of it all. Pain of it all. So, I was looking down here at this big old scratch. Didn't spot that. Alright, we're looking here. Realtek. Anyone know what this is? It's a Realtek chip. Let me get a part number. I'm curious. I don't know what this actually is. That's not our Ethernet, is it? Oh, yeah, you're right. It does say LAN specifically. I was looking at L1U1, Realtek L1U1, and was going, but yeah, LAN. Yeah. I don't see a world where that's going to stop us posting. So we're going to finish this. We're going to finish this BIOS flash. So yeah, I don't think that's like. I think it's entirely possible that the LAN chip is not going to work, but I don't think that's going to stop post. We could work on it though while we're We could work on it while we're waiting for this BIOS flash to go. What are we missing there? We're missing basically these four down here. So we've got a 0 ohm, a 1K, a 15K, and another 0 ohm. Well, that's some easy repair work right there. I'm going to wait for this BIOS flash, and I think we're going to fire it up and see. Oh, yeah, this BIOS flash is taking forever. Let's look for resistors. Let's look for resistors, because, like, even if it starts, that LAN is obviously going to be busted. And it would be kind of nice if we can fix that. Okay, right, let's bring up a board view for this board again. We've got to find some more 0 ohms. We're looking at stealing that guy there. Oh, we're right on the tips here. These guys are difficult. Oh, that'll do it though. Okay, got him. 6614 speaker amplifiers. That looks like a winner. Oh, damn it. Sorry. I just realized I wasn't showing you as anything. All right. Can you search the PDF for 116 watt? No, there'll be a billion 116 watt resistors here. However, right now, even though it just says searching R, it is actually searching with the multiple terms in mind. So I can just keep pressing N to get matches. So it is actually working as intended. I just wasn't showing you guys properly. Cool. All right. Stay focused. R6614. Down there. Right. Got to come in at a steep angle to get over that tantrum. I'm going to cool down slightly. These tips don't look super happy at this temperature. Not going to lie, I don't know how well I'd rate the secure tips time will tell. When you're using really small J-tips like this, quality matters a lot. But we'll see, we'll see. Oh yeah, no, they're taking solder. We're doing all right. You can see where the solder is immediately trying to climb to the larger part of the tip. That's where these tiny J-tips can be problematic. It's really hard to apply heat down at the bottom of them like this. This is a tall ask. This is a big ask. Oh, there we go. Save it. Love the challenge, but 2 hours at £25 an hour is becoming replaceable. Absolutely. Is it worth doing? No, probably not. Is it fun and educational? Yeah, absolutely at the moment, I'd say. Okay, right, we've got our 2 0 ohms. Okay, right. I'm running out of steam, guys, but I think we'll get through this. Right, our programming is complete, so our BIOS chip is ready. Right, what else do we need? We need, so we've got our 2 0 ohm resistors. Now we need a 1K. We need a 1K and a 15K. No resistor books. Not in 0402. I've got 0603 I've got 0604 resistors, so we could put an oversized resistor on there. Right, 4924. Let's see if we've got anything in that. I'm gonna get. I'll bust out my. I'll get out my resistor kit and we'll put an 0604 on there. I think it's going to be easier to put on an oversized resistor than an undersized one. 1K are pretty common, so you can probably find one probing around on random non-Apple boards. Yeah, you reckon? I'll try it. Also, hello, Pianov. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Behold the horror of just whatever the hell this is. But there's a whole load of resistors around the PCH here. Let's go for a wonder. Okay. Do you reckon I can just probe these in circuit? That seems a bit sketch, but let's try it. 10K. Okay, yeah, maybe. There you go, that's a 1K. That's measuring 1K in circuit anyway. Second times. All right. Okay, right, let's have that off the board. Oh. I think we're on a ground plane here, or it's a big trace. There we go, though. Oh, almost. It's the only problem with tweezers is just rescuing the part after it's come off the board. There we go. Yeah, the 15K is a 0603, so we're laughing. I'll have one of those in stock. Okay. Woo. Oh boy. Oh. 15K right on top. You know, I think I deserve the luck right now. I think I deserve the good luck. I'm working really hard right now. I think I deserve the win. Right, I'm going to come in with the soldering iron first, and I'm just going to hit and run the 15K off the board. This is why we don't fix motherboards. Yeah, no kidding. An expert might be able to do it quicker, you know? Ooh. Yeah, Mike, thanks for the 20 quid. Thanks for all the effort here, truly appreciated. Yeah. It'll be great if it works. I appreciate it, though. Thank you very much. All right, here we go. That'll do. Don't think we need the extra solder right now. Can we flip that over? It doesn't matter which way up it goes, but the right way up would be nice. I gotta say, these hot tweezers are a dream. I'm really enjoying them. We'll never know if the BIOS was scrambled or not. Well, no. I think the BIOS was scrambled. I think it would have booted with this damage. We just would have had. I think it would have booted with this damage. We just wouldn't have. We just wouldn't have had Ethernet. Hey, Lead Farmer, thanks for the $5. Yeah, for a great example of a tech YouTuber, no rage fix here. Thank you. Doing my best, trying to set a good example and all that. Go on, get down there, you. Whoop. Cool. Right. I don't know my resistor codes. Am I sure that's a 15K? This is a random Chinese resistor pack, I'm not going to lie. Let's just check that in circuit. In circuit is not reliable, but if it says 15K, that's also good enough. Yeah, it says 15K. I'm okay with that. Whoop. Come on. I want it to flip over. There we go. Ooh, come on. Everything started drifting for a minute there. I'm just going to touch that again. Oh, tweezers were way higher than I thought. That's the problem with having a monocular microscope. I had one of those moments where I went and press, and press, and press, and press. Oh, well, I was like an inch off of the board. All right. Hey, PR, thank you for the 20 quid. Much appreciated. This has been a stream. Thank you. Motherboard is manhandled badly, not a GPU slip. Oh, it totally is. I'll show you in a sec. I'm going to get this last one on, and then I'll show you. This is just a GPU slip. And in certain cases, it's really easy to do. Alright, come on. In a minute, I'll line up a GPU with it, and you'll see exactly what happened. Okay, here we go. Whoop. Bam, done. This is surgeon level. Not quite. This is 0402. When we get down to the 0201s, that's when you're getting down to surgeon level. Have we got any 0201s on this board? Yeah, there we go. When you get down to these bastards, that's when you're getting down to surgeon level. But then, on the other hand, ask someone who fixes mobile phones. I think on mobile phones, there's like 01 something or other. There's like something even smaller there. So yeah, it's horrifying. Okay, right. Let's have a look at that. I'm going to alcohol that. Microfiber it. Oh yeah, I should have done that. It's fine. I'm sticking with what I know right now. I'm tired, and I've been flying on the seat of my pants for the past 3 hours. So, and my leg hurts. So, I'm not trying new things right now. I'm sticking to what I know. Okay, right. Bench cam, display capture off. Ugh. Cool. So, what happened to this thing? Well, if we prop the board up, so the graphics card goes in there. Graphics card goes in there. So on some cases, there's a little, the PCI hold down section sticks out the back of the case. So you can't just lift the board directly up because it bangs into the back of the case. So you have to start like working it out at weird angles. And if someone just comes up, bangs into the case, they bounce down, and then these two bits here, as you can see, they line up exactly with where the damage on the board is. Exactly. So it just went bang, scrape. That's it. That's what happened. It only takes a moment there. I think the board makers should put a plastic strip there to prevent it. Yeah, some boards do, and I don't think it's there specifically for protection, but it would certainly work. Have some cider to calm the nerves after all this hard work. Thanks a lot, Andy Archer, for the £10. I appreciate it. Yeah. No, thanks a lot, folks. I really appreciate it. Right, BIOS chip. Yeah. Oh, yeah, BIOS chip. Let's get that on the board, and then we're ready to start it. That's a good point. Thanks, TFT. Would have forgotten that. Okay, thinking. Right, let's get this out of the way a sec. We need to get our rescue the BIOS chip. A loop. I'm not going to bother touching the ground pad because it'll just pull on a massive solder blob that'll be a pain in the ass. Alright. I'm at 380 at the moment. I might need some more heat. I'm going to go slow and steady again though. Here we go. Ground pad hasn't gone. Okay. That's not particularly straight, but I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. Okay, right. Place your bets, folks. Place your bets. If I can find the CPU cooler. There it is. All right. Power to the power supply. So can I shield those LEDs? Yep. Here we go. Ah. CPU. It's going. It's going. Holy shit. Come on. Yeah, come on. Give me that signal. I didn't plug in a HDMI cable. It posted, but there's no HDMI. Reset. It's going to go. It's going to go. Come on. Yeah. Okay. It's doing something. Let's get me out of the way. BIOS is updating LED firmware. Okay, you know what? You can do it. You can do it. I probably shouldn't have reset it just then. Let's give it some time. Oh, it's a good day. All the people in the chat, good evening to you. Okay. Let's shove an SSD in there, get it into Windows, and see if the Ethernet works. Yeah. Okay. Smug face engaged. I'm allowed to be smug about that. I'm heckin' allowed. Some solder masking done? Yeah. Yeah, a little bit of tidying up to do. But... Woo! Henry McCants, thanks for the $20. Score! Champion! Goal! Okay, right. Dave Amsterdam, thanks for the €11, man. I appreciate it. Matt Foster, thanks for the 20 quid. You guys are out. Thank you very much, folks. Thank you very much. Oh, what, man. What a journey. All right. Okay. Yeah. No doubt the EC chip damage was a problem because one of those resistors was the P-good signal. So that was why we had no power originally. But yeah. No doubt though, yeah, the damage to the Ethernet. If the Ethernet works now, then definitely that would not have been working before. Right, I need a projector. Network adapters. We got a working Ethernet adapter apparently. This device is working properly. So we'd need to... I don't have an Ethernet cable at the bench here. It's a tremendous ball ache to get an Ethernet cable over to the bench, so I'm not going to plug anything into it. However, the controller is responding and says it's working. I'm calling that a win. Gordon, thank you very much for the 50 quid. Much appreciated. Yeah, thanks a lot, folks. All right. You're a pensioner and you believe in repairing things. I appreciate it, Gordon. I do what I can. Right, so I've got some mechanic solder mask here. So, ooh, and I've immediately spewed out too much of it. Right, so I'm just going to poke this in here. Just start daubing this across the wire. That's still kind of molten. I'm wrapping up. We're done here. It's 3.5 hours. I'm going home. I'm going to get a celebratory takeaway, probably. That's it. My brain is mush. But it works. We did it. Right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. And thanks for the moral support. This has been a hell of a stream. Was not expecting this, but we got there. Thank you for all the super chats, folks. I really appreciate you. Like, really. Thank you very much. Yeah, we'll get a UV lamp from Amazon for like £10. You know, it might be worth just ordering one of those now, having it show up at the start of the next week, and then just zap it there. Actually, I'm going to do that. So, yeah. Much appreciated. Right. Thank you, everyone. I'm out of here. See you next time with something else. I'm going to hit stop streaming now. If I can find YouTube Studio. There we go. Right. Thanks, everyone. Good night. Bye.